Hello and good morning. On behalf of the Institute for Spiritual Development Treasure Coast ministerial staff and the board of directors, we welcome you to our online outreach. And what I'd like to do is just first start taking a moment for our opening prayer. So if you'd like, just take a moment and first just take a moment to ground and maybe enjoy a conscious, steady, slow breath or two. Notice that when you do this, it allows you to get back into the body. A lot of times we're in our heads, and it can be ungrounding, and especially during ungrounding times, it's extremely important to take those moments to feel that connection to the body. So just take a moment here, and if you'd like, maybe close your eyes. Maybe focus on your heartbeat, or again the breath, or maybe just noticing your hands and your feet. Try to sit a little straighter so that your spine is long. Imagine it like an antenna. So you want to make sure it's nice and straight. And your eyes can be closed. If you'd rather have them open, just have a soft gaze. And then if you'd like, you could bring your palms together and just take a moment to feel a sense of lightness moving into your body. Welcome in source energy, whether that's God or the universe or whatever it is, that, however you name it. It can be from outside, it can be within, whatever is comfortable for you. And just take a moment to honor that. Take a moment to imagine both bowing to that, but also opening to it and being receptive. Noticing the breath, noticing the beautiful blessing to be here now. And I pray when your worries become the focus, that you can come back to this moment, feel grounded, feel safe, feel secure. And just if you'd like, bow your head. And as you inhale, opening your eyes and lowering your hands. Okay. So my name is Jeanette Gallagher. I am a trustee on the board of directors, and I'm really happy that Melinda invited me to speak today. I am going to speak on the topic of Dharma as a yoga teacher, and this comes from the yogic tradition, but also as a transition coach and a numerology practitioner. I think this concept of Dharma is super important because what it teaches us is that we are on a path and we can make a conscious choice. We have free will. We have control even when it feels like we don't have control. Sure, we cannot control external situations. I mean, boy, if these days and times don't prove that to us, right? Who would have ever thought we would all be sheltering in place globally and that all these changes would be going on? And that can seem very much out of our control. But what is in our control? And this is what Dharma speaks to. Dharma basically is the rightful path. And what's that mean? So there are lots of paths we can take, and a lot of times it's our ego, our mind, right? Our self. Ego is basically just identification with self. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not all there is. And what Dharma allows us to consider, it allows us to kind of back up and consider, why am I here? Who am I? Why am I here? Paramahansa Yogananda, one of my favorite yoga teachers, says to simply ask these questions is very good karma indeed. So who am I? Why am I here? These are really just opening questions. And once we start to consider that, we kind of move away from those little selfish urges. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you are on a spiritual development path, you do want to ask and consider these questions. So I found a really nice article, mindbodygreen.com, Discovering Your Dharma. So you can go read more. These are the tips I wanted to share anyway, but this way you have a source you can go to if you want more detail. But how is it that we discover our Dharma? Well, one way is the path of joy. Take time during your day to consider, what is it that you love? What do you enjoy doing? That is a very good clue. That's a very big insight to where your Dharma is. Okay? It means you're in flow. And also, joy is opposite of fear. So Carolyn Mace always says there's two types of decisions that we make, fear-based or faith-based. So this is staying in alignment with the faith-based, right? Don't let fear guide your life. Don't make decisions because you're managing risk. Okay. Yes, we need to manage risk to some degree. And that's why most of us are honoring these kind of guidelines that we're in right now of sheltering at home, staying home. So, being prudent obviously is important, but taking time to consider, why am I doing that? Am I doing that because I'm afraid of dying or somebody else dying? Or am I doing it because it feels right? It feels like I'm in global integrity, that it is the responsible thing to do. Okay, so that's just how we can do the same thing, right? But it's coming from a different space. Okay, so that's number one for discovering your Dharma. What is it that you love? Secondly, synchronicity is really important. When you start to feel those alignments, those coincidences that show up in your life, that is a sign from the universe that you're on the right track. So consider that. Consider, what is it that I can do to pay more attention to those things and not to ignore those hunches. 3 is letting go. A lot of times we tend to cling to things that no longer serve us. So taking time to consider, again, what is it that's creating frustration and a sense of stuckness in your life, and moving forward. 4 is practice. And this is what I love about yoga. We learn, and actually, it's not just yoga practice. Think about anything that ends with the word practice, like football practice or, piano practice, right? These are things we do so we can develop our skills. So practice, practice, practice. You find something you think you love doing, put it in motion and practice that and do more of that. The last one is being. So this is that opportunity, again, to shift from the ego into that sense of awareness and really tapping into your greater self, which in yoga we call Atman. It's that realization or that connection to the divine source energy that's actually within us. It's not just outside of us. It's all around. So it's in us too. So those are some ideas for helping you to consider your Dharma. I know during these times we just feel, again, maybe that a lot's out of our control. We sure would love if you would use this as an opportunity to play and create a little exercise. Ask those questions and start to move forward in a way that feels empowering to you and feels that you're opening up to something new and something special. We sure can't wait till we get back to gathering together over at Spark of Divine for our Sunday by twice a month, gatherings, and look forward to seeing you in the future. But if you'd like, please feel free to leave comments below and let us know if you need anything. We're definitely here to help. So what I'd like to do is end with a closing prayer. This closing prayer is an Ashtanga closing prayer, and I just love it, and I think it's so suitable for these times, but also because it mentions Dharma. So again, if you'd like to sit tall, make sure the spine is nice and straight so you can feel like that antenna, so you have that clear connection. And if you'd like, you can close your eyes. May all be well with mankind. May the leaders of the earth protect it and all beings by keeping the right path. May there be goodness for all those who know the earth to be sacred, and may all the world be happy. Thank you for joining us today. Many blessings and namaste.